A man is behind bars for raping 2 young girls. On Sunday the 7th of January, 31-year-old Jonathan Gold of 1250 Beale Lane in Wheelersburg, Ohio, was arrested after authorities received a 911 call from a woman reporting the sexual assault of 2 juveniles under the age of 10. The caller claimed that her daughter and one other juvenile were the victims of the assault. Detectives from the Scioto County Sheriff's Office and Special Victims Unit responded promptly to initiate an investigation. Interviews with victims and witnesses led to the identification of Jonathan Gold as a suspect. Authorities went to Jonathan's apartment and executed a search of the residence, which yielded evidence related to the rapes. Jonathan was taken into custody and charged with 10 counts of rape of a child under the age of 10 and 1 count of pandering obscenity involving a minor. He remains held at the Scioto County Jail on a $1,020,000 bond. Authorities said that additional charges are anticipated. The investigation into the matter continues. 38-year-old Vanessa Annalee Ledbetter is behind bars and is accused of killing a 58-year-old man. At 10:31 a.m. on Sunday the 7th of January, authorities responded to the Lakeshore Apartments complex at 16 Lake Drive in Laurel Park, Hendersonville, North Carolina, after receiving an incomplete 911 call while an altercation was taking place. When officers arrived at the scene, they found a deceased white male victim laying in the rear patio area of the residence, with what police described as an obvious fatal wound. At this time, police are not disclosing the type of wound, but said an autopsy will be scheduled shortly. The victim was identified as 58-year-old Robin Bracken, and during the investigation, authorities identified Vanessa as a suspect in his death. Vanessa was arrested and charged with second-degree murder, and is held at the Henderson County Detention Center without bond. Police have not released a motive in the killing, and the relationship between the victim and the suspect has not been disclosed, as the investigation into the matter continues. 70-year-old Michael Joseph Glynn is behind bars for fatally striking his 76-year-old wife Jackie Glynn in the head with a hammer inside the Nashville, Tennessee home and then burying a body in one of their properties in DeKalb County. On the 5th of January, a concerned family reported Jackie missing, who was last seen on New Year's Day at her home at 2418 Abbott Martin Road in Nashville, Tennessee, and stated that she might be driving a 2010 Toyota RAV4. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation issued a silver alert for Jackie. She reportedly suffered from a medical condition that impaired her ability to return safely without assistance. The same day the alert was issued, authorities completed a welfare check at the couple's 7-acre property at 4629 Allen Bend Road in Smithfield, after learning from Joseph during a police interview that he had been there early that morning conducting a bonfire. When DeKalb County officers arrived, they met Jackie's son, who was also there looking for his mother, not knowing what happened to her. They also spoke to a neighbour who had reported having spotted a freshly dug hole in the property earlier, but that in recent days she noticed that the hole had been filled. Investigators began digging that hole, and later that afternoon they located Jackie's body deep down inside a plastic cargo box, with brand new roofing shingles and dirt laid on top. Investigators also located a RAV4 several miles away in Barnes Mill Road, which had been towed and hidden there by Joseph. During an interview with police, Joseph admitted to killing his wife in Nashville and then driving her body roughly 70 miles to DeKalb County the next day, where he buried her remains. Authorities determined that on the 16th of December, Joseph hired a contractor to dig a burial hole which was 6 feet wide, 10 feet long and 6 feet deep weeks before his wife's death. Joseph told the contractor the large hole was intended for a burn pit. After the killing, Joseph tossed the hammer in the Kaltenberg Community Center trash compactor in Smithfield. Several days later, Joseph sold some of Jackie's possessions. He wanted to sell their DeKalb County property, but the real estate agent he tried to contact was out of town. Joseph had told his wife's children that she was terminally ill with cancer and planned to leave him. Jackie's medical provider, however, said that was not true. Police arrested Joseph on charges of criminal homicide, abuse of a corpse and tampering with evidence. At just before 3 a.m. on the 6th of January, he was booked into the downtown detention center in Davidson County, where he remains held on a $1,030,000 bond. The investigation into the matter continues.